Hello, and welcome back to Book Chats with Mostly Books. I'm Jody.
I'm Natasha.
And we decided to try our hand at cookbooks again. She says ominously, but still pretty pleased with how it went.
Yeah.
So today we did Food Between Friends with Jessie Tyler Ferguson and Julie Tanous. I apologize if I said the names wrong. This was my pick this time. Mm-hmm. And I chose this one because of Jessie Tyler Ferguson. Because I love Modern Family. There was literally no other reason. And I'm quite pleased that we did it.
Oh, I liked it too a lot.
Yeah? Okay, good. First off, this cover, like, don't you just want to be friends with them?
Yes. Especially after reading it too, the whole beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely was like, oh, I wish I could cook with them.
I know. And man, did they name drop some really great, like, chefs and celebrities. I really liked the Jessie one being like, our friend, Padma. I'm like, oh my God, I want to be friends with Padma.
Yeah.
As well as, I think they also mentioned Chrissy Teigen and many others. And they also think a bunch of chefs in the back of the books as well. Mm-hmm. So, should I give a little brief talk about what this one cookbook is themed-wise, I guess?
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty good idea. So this is a South meets Southwest meets California cuisine. I was a little dubious with the Southwest, then Cali.
Yeah.
Like, how are we going to do this?
Yeah.
But I was rather pleased.
I was too.
Yeah?
I was pretty pleased. Yep. It seems like it'd be intimidating, but then once you actually get going, it wasn't at all.
At all.
At all.
Yeah. These recipes I found to be very doable for an amateur or a more non-novice chef.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's the word I want. I thought the instructions were very clear.
Yeah, I did too.
So that was so cool. But we'll come back to that part later. First off, I think you touched on this already, their voice in this. Like when you read there's the little blips before each recipe. Cause
I loved it. I loved all their blips. Yep.
Me too. Like you just felt like you knew them. You could hear them saying it even though I haven't met Julie.
Yep.
But I was like, oh, I totally get who you are from this. Mm-hmm. And I find that very, like that's a hard trait I think to do in a cookbook.
I do too.
The only other one I know.
It was really nice. It made it really fun. The whole thing was just really fun. Mm-hmm. The whole process of the whole book.
I know. And you
one I recommend reading. The whole thing.
Front to back, yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it's easy. You do it so fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you really get to know them and their family. And I love that they put like photos of the family in there with their kids and their spouses. It was just really, really nice.
Yeah. Makes you want to get in the kitchen with everyone. And just have fun.
And have a party.
Yeah.
I agree completely. So the beginning, instead of having like your staple pantries that a lot of cookbooks do, they did your staple like equipment.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I loved it.
Me too. Mm-hmm. What is your go-to must-have always in your kitchen equipment?
Jeez, I don't know. Knives. I think knives. Right. You have to have those. Yeah. Pretty essential. I'd be pretty stuck without that.
Okay, aside from knives, is there another? And it's okay if there's not. Is there something else that like you find you use a lot?
Not that I use a lot, but I love having my Dutch oven. I love it. I don't feel like I use it as much as I thought I would when I got it, but I still love having it and having that option there. It's something I love.
I have spoken to you about a Dutch oven, I think, before. And then they talk about it, and I don't have one, and I was like, it's really time to get one.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's what I need to get. I don't know if I have a must-go-to device either. I mean, obviously you use your knives all the time.
Yeah. I'd love to have a food processor. They do talk about that in there too. As a must, and I don't have that. I do have a really good blender, so that's what I did use today actually, instead of a food processor for the breadcrumbs.
Yeah, I use my blender too, but I also want a food processor.
Yeah.
I think that would be one of the other things I would splurge on and be willing to give up counter space because I'm reluctant to give up a lot of counter space.
I am too. But I have tons of cabinet space, so
yeah, you
I'm
do.
okay with that.
Yeah, and I do like having my stand-up mixer as well.
I do like having a stand mixer.
With all the different paddles and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have a pasta one. Do you have a pasta attachment?
No, I don't.
We're not hip.
No. Not at all.
So yeah, I thought that was really helpful little beginning to tell you all the things you need. I liked their little comments about keeping your knives sharp. That is always a good tip.
Yes, it is.
Did you read their tip about salt?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Surprised by that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I apologize in advance. I used iodized salt.
I use pink Himalayan
you're so
salt.
cool.
That's what I have at home.
Well, it was a mixture of that and like the kosher, depending on if like it was my grinder or not. But I didn't grind it for like my dessert. I did.
That's
cheat.
okay.
I didn't know it mattered so much until I read the salt tidbit that says you really need to not use that.
Yeah.
Use one of these other two.
Yeah.
And who knew one could be saltier than the other?
Right. I didn't know that either.
And I love that the editor thought it was going to go out of stock, the salt he likes, and he was like calling Chrissy Teigen up in a panic, and so they both bought a whole
bunch of it when that wasn't even the case. Yeah. So funny.
That made me laugh. I totally can relate. They're like, oh my god, no!
Yeah, so he's getting discontinued, you panic. Like, I use it all the time!
What was I thinking? I need this! Yeah, I would have totally done what they did.
Yeah.
Evidently, I created quite the Twitter stir.
Yeah.
I did not see that, but...
I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't really either. I enjoyed it in the story, though, here.
Yeah, I enjoyed reading it.
Did you have any other favorite, like, little story, like, beginning of a section, or any?
I don't think so. I loved the way he went into sopapillas. I love sopapillas. And I lived in El Paso little, and I had them... I remember, even though I was young, eating the sopapillas there, and then coming here, wanting sopapillas, and they're not quite the same. And his look the same.
Yeah.
El Paso and New Mexico is pretty close together. So, and that's where most of his come from. Yeah. So, that could be why. Those I'm really excited to try. Mm-hmm. I really want to try that one.
Yeah, I think you said that.
And he talks about him for a while. Has a whole story. I loved it.
I think you said in his, like, they have a pouch. It's more pouch styled, right? Like
yeah, it's supposed to be hollow inside. That's how I always grew up eating them too. Mm-hmm. And then we would poke a little hole and fill the inside with honey.
Ooh, yum.
That's how I liked them.
And he has a bunch of like fun fillings.
Really good fun fillings. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to try those ones too next.
I liked her love letter to what was the syrup?
Oh, sorghum syrup.
Sorghum syrup, which I've never had. Have you?
Me either. Mm-mm.
I've had molasses, which I guess you can use in a pinch.
Yeah.
But it's not the same. Anyway, I totally enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Whole thing. And she even was like, this is my love letter to it. And she's like, you don't understand why this is such an important ingredient and why you should really do this.
Yeah.
But after reading it, I was like, I should try this.
Yeah, it made me want to try it.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I also really liked that they had a bunch of butters in the back.
I did too.
Butter gets a bad rap sometimes.
I think so too. And
they have a whole bunch, like 5 or 6 different types of fancy butters you can do. And they tell you when to use them.
Yeah, they do tell you when to use them.
And I liked that. So I thought that was
too.
clever. I haven't seen anything like that before in a book either.
Me either.
Did you find it interesting that they have the starters at the end?
Yeah, I did.
Right?
Yeah.
That was the only thing I was like, why isn't this at the beginning?
Yeah, it did make me confused when I was just looking through the book. And I got to starters. I was like, huh, what?
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know how they would have done it differently.
I missed something.
Like maybe breakfast starters? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I remember getting through desserts and being like, there's still more. What else is there? And then I was like, okay. Any other fun things you want to talk about with this cookbook?
I don't think so.
Any other fun recipes you're like dying to try? Aside from
the sopapillas?
Yeah.
Yes, there was some. There is, I forget what it's called now. I'll have to look and see. It's a breakfast one. It's one of the sweet rolls.
Oh, is it the orange ones?
Yes.
Those look so good. I agree.
Almost opened right up to it. But yes, the sweet and sticky orange cardamom rolls.
Mm-hmm.
That one I really wanted to try.
Yeah, that one sounded yummy.
Mm-hmm.
As did the blue corn pancakes, I thought at the beginning.
The blue corn pancakes sounded really good too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I really liked, I haven't obviously tried all the recipes.
Yeah.
But they all sounded doable. Even the biscuits and the pie crust, which are very intimidating for me.
Yeah, I can't make a good pie crust.
But you kind of wanted to try now.
Yes, kind of want to try. Mm-hmm. But I'm a little skeptical that I still will botch it. I tend to botch pie crust. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I feel like their instructions were pretty good, so
Yeah.
maybe you'd be more successful because
Yeah.
this one was pretty
I am willing to try this one.
clean, like exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
Even when there wasn't pictures, because some of the things, like the one I made today, didn't have a picture, and I was like,
Oh yeah, the drink I made today didn't have a picture.
But it was fine.
Yeah.
Yours was fine? Good.
It turned out fine, yeah.
Okay, good. Good. This might rank up with a Ree Drummond cookbook for me, and I think that's my highest rating cookbook
I
ever.
would actually probably agree.
Hers are always so straightforward. I love that she does photos with every step.
I love that too, yeah.
And I love that you can read it and just hear her. Like, it's so much her personality. Exactly.
Except it doesn't have as many photos, but I didn't feel like I was missing them.
Mm-mm.
They did such a great job with all the details.
Yep.
But without being like too much where you feel like you're just reading and you have to go back and read again because you missed the beginning.
I completely agree.
It's all summed up perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and very easy. It all seems very doable, which I already said.
Mm-hmm.
I also liked their tidbit where they're like, make sure you do your mise en place. Make sure you read the entire recipe before you start.
And I liked what they said it is for the American version.
For mise en place?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that made me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Get your
They did put
done.
the tip in for Mexican tarragon because that was in our last cookbook.
The
and
oregano?
all the recipes. Yes, oregano, Mexican oregano. And that's in theirs too. And they put a tip and explained the difference.
And what's the difference?
The Mexican oregano has a stronger flavor than the regular oregano. So you can use the regular one in a pinch, but it has a stronger, like, bolder flavor.
That's interesting. See, I missed having some of those things told to me.
Me too.
In the other cookbook. Not that it was bad. I still really enjoyed that cookbook as well.
Yeah, me too.
But this one I thought had a bunch of personality. It just it was one of those that you could just feel them off the page. Yeah. And I enjoyed that. That was why I think it's a Ree Drummond style.
Yeah,
because I enjoyed the personality of the chef.
Yeah.
I feel like there was one other fun little tidbit aside from. Oh, I was going back to read the recipe all the way through. I feel like that was a really good tip because I think when I was younger, I don't know that I always did that as well. Like now when I go and attack a recipe, I read it all the way through and then I kind of make a game plan.
Yes, I do too.
When I'm going to do what task.
I might even read it all the way through more than once.
Oh, yeah.
Just to really, as I game plan, be like, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then I might read it again just to make sure I haven't skipped steps.
Because I'll admit I don't pre-measure everything out.
Oh, no, I don't pre-measure.
But I do plan, okay, when this is doing this, I'm going to measure this, this, and this and get that ready.
Oh, okay.
Like mentally, prepping myself
I don't measure it all out, but when I'm doing good, I do like to take it all out. So I have all my measuring cups out, measuring spoons out, and they're in their section, and then all the dry ingredients I have out, and all the wet ingredients or whatever else I would need, I have all out and organized, so then I can just grab and go.
Oh, you're way more organized even than I am.
When I'm doing it, if I feel like I'm rushed, I tend to not measure anything and pull anything out, which then just makes it more hectic and retarded, and I don't know why I do that. But that is how it tends to go.
Because you're in a panic.
Oh no, I'm running out of time!
I enjoyed
Instead of taking the time to pull everything out. Which actually would save time.
It does save time when you have all that ready to go. Yeah. But I don't always do that either, obviously. Sometimes I'm still scrambling.
I did it this time. I took all their tips.
That was excellent. You did good then.
Yeah. I didn't pre-measure. I did chop everything I needed to chop.
Yeah, I tend to always try to pre-chop because I tend to
Me too.
Find that's time consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and shoot, there was one other thing I was thinking about they had a tip on that I was like, ooh, that was a good tip. Dang it. Well, hopefully it'll come back.
Yeah.
I feel like we should just dive into what we made.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
I think it's time.
Why don't you tell us what you made today?
Okay, so I did the crab linguine and the orange grapefruit Julius. So the crab linguine actually was really simple. I thought it would be hard. I chose to not use imitation crab. They don't do it in the book either. I couldn't find de-shelled crab, so I did do crab legs, steam them, and then shell them. And when you shell them, they pretty much fall apart. So you don't have to chop or anything.
Yeah.
Pretty easy. And then the recipe was pretty quick. Not a whole lot of ingredients. It was fresh breadcrumbs, which I've never really made. I've sort of made them, but not this way. With a baguette, and it was good. It worked out really well.
Cool.
And so tarragon, shallots, garlic. Oh, cream cheese. And then the pasta water, reserved pasta water. Super easy. That was the sauce.
So the cream cheese is what kind of makes it your creamy. sauce.
Yeah.
It's not a heavy cream.
No, it's not a heavy cream. And it's not heavy after. And it really soaks in the pasta.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's really good.
And what went into your orange Julius?
A fresh orange juice, fresh grapefruit juice, powdered sugar, honey, and vanilla extract and ice. And you mix it all up. It's really... Oh, coconut milk. Important.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Interesting that there's vanilla extract because, that can be such an overwhelming
Oh, yeah, just a little
taste.
bit.
So that'll be interesting. People get dinged on that a lot in shows.
I've tried another orange Julius drink recipe before years ago because I love orange Julius. And it had it in there, too.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it was a good process. You had no problems.
Super easy. No problems at all. Yep. It came together so quick and easy. Yeah. This is a real quick weeknight meal, I think. You could pull together in like 20, 30 minutes. Real quick.
I love hearing that because when you told me what you're making, I was like, whoa, ambitious.
I thought that too. I was like, oh, fancy. I'm going to do this. And then it came together so fast. I was like, oh, way easy.
That's awesome. That's the exact kind of food I look for. So it's like all fancy looking, but you're like, 20 minutes.
Yep, perfect. And actually, the sauce was super good. I'm going to make it again tonight to put on top of steak.
Ooh, yum.
Yeah.
That would be good on steak.
I think that'll be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Surf and turf.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. Dual purposes.
Yes, I love being able to do that too with a recipe.
And I also like that they're like, if you need to tweak it. If you don't like cilantro, don't put it in. I always love when people give me permission to tweak things. Because I'm going to do it, but I feel a little bad.
Yeah. And this one, it does say tarragon, fresh tarragon, but it says if you can't find it, you can substitute parsley. I found fresh tarragon. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
But...
So you use the tarragon instead? Yeah.
But I do like that they give you that option.
Mm-hmm. That's smart. I did a sheet pan, which I've never made a sheet pan, but I was like, that's doable. So it's like a Asian-inspired chicken and asparagus sheet pan that you would serve over rice. I did not bring rice because I figured we're really not tasting how good Jody makes rice.
Yeah.
I make very good rice for the record.
I love rice.
And then I also made these peanut butter brownies. But they have a kick, and I like that. They're super different. Yeah. And do you want me to share the kick before you taste it? Or do you want to taste it?
Let's taste them first.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you what's in this chicken and the asparagus? Oh, that one was really easy as well. Although it might seem overwhelming if you don't make a lot of like Asian stir fry kind of things because it has a lot of ingredients. They just do. But they're really easy. So I marinated it overnight. You can do less. You can do like 20 minutes if you want to. But I was like, we're going big. We're going to go overnight. So it has garlic, fresh ginger, half an orange juiced, lime juice and zest, soy sauce, fish sauce, salt, something else that sesame oil. And like there's one other thing that I always forget. And that might have been all of it. And it's all, honey was the other thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's all pretty standard Asian marinade things that I've used in other recipes, but the ratios are very different, and I thought this was incredibly successful. And so freaking easy. Oh my goodness. Because you just broil it. You throw it in on the sheet pan. You throw it in the oven for like 12 minutes. Stir it once. Oh my gosh. Done. Weeknight also.
And so all the stuff you can just find at the regular grocery store?
Yeah. I had no problems. Well, most of it I had in my pantry.
Oh, okay. So I don't do Asian stir fries. I don't have most of that in my pantry.
Yeah. No, nothing's hard to find. I mean, ginger's really easy to find.
Ginger.
Fish sauce is really easy to find. You just look in your Asian section. Trying to think what else people might think are hard to find, but wasn't. Oh, and the sesame oil would be there too.
That's in the Asian section too. Okay.
Yeah, and you can do a peanut oil with it too, and that should be in your Asian section as well.
Oh, okay.
So no, everything is super easy to find. I was a little worried about asparagus because I never remember when things are in season, but it was in season evidently, or at least they're stocking it.
Yeah, we've been eating it, so I'm pretty sure it's in season right now.
Oh, good. I will say, I didn't cut my asparagus in half like they said because I think it looks prettier.
I do too.
In the pictures, which we will post in the comments later. So just know you're supposed to cut that in half, but I did not. Shall we taste?
Yes, let's taste.
Okay. What'd you go for?
Your chicken.
Oh.
Really good.
Yeah, you got it. I got it. That's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love chicken asparagus.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go wrong, and it tastes so good.
It's so citrusy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then the little fish sauce with the zing. Actually, I think the ginger gives a better zing.
Yeah.
I tended to not use fresh ginger, which drove my husband crazy. And he's right. You have to use the fresh ginger. It's so much better. I will give him kudos to that one. Don't tell him.
It's good. The sauce did sort of dry up a little bit now, I think, but it's all soaked into the pasta.
It's, even though it's soaked in, it's so flavorful.
So you can still taste it all, yeah.
Gosh, and this is so simple, but so much so much flavor.
Yeah.
Use the tarragon cream cheese.
Yeah.
And I think
shallots, garlic. Oh, lemon. There's a little lemon juice and lemon zest too. I probably forgot to say that.
And I think going with the crab choice that you chose was way better than doing an imitation. I think you'd been sad with imitation.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not a huge seafood fan, but I like shellfish, and I feel like if I tried imitation crab, I probably wouldn't like it anymore.
I agree.
So I don't want to ruin it for myself.
Yeah. Your breadcrumbs are really good. And they were really easy, you said? You just blend it?
Yeah, I blended it up like a day old baguette and then toasted it with some olive oil. And then put tarragon and some lemon zest and lemon. Yeah, lemon zest, and mixed it all up. I toasted it one more time, just a little bit more. And then some fresh tarragon on top.
Nice. That's really easy. These are really different to eat together.
They are. So different flavors. That is so really fun about this cookbook, though. Completely different flavors and styles.
Oh, I know.
Throughout the whole book.
Okay. Evidently we like today because we're both still eating.
Yeah. We're trying to drink and the brownies.
Last time we didn't eat as much.
Sorry.
No, I think that bodes well. I think that shows you that the recipes are really good if we enjoy them that much.
Yeah. We forgot we were filming. Sorry.
Whoops.
It tastes like an orange Julius with a little something different. And the grapefruit.
Which is the grapefruit. Oh my gosh, it really does. This is so good. How long did this take to make?
Like 30 seconds.
Did you just throw it in a blender?
Yeah, you just throw everything in the blender. So the longest part's like juicing your grapefruit and your orange.
Do you have a juicer?
No.
You did it by hand?
Yeah.
Nice.
Super quick. It was really just like 2 big grapefruits and 2 big oranges.
Oh, that's not.
So really super quick.
This is really good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you guys should all really go get one of these right now.
I know. And this is fun to make with the kids. Like in the summertime, it's nice and cool and refreshing. Or with grown-ups, you can throw in some bourbon. Super yummy.
Make it an adult time.
Yeah.
So, brownies.
Brownies.
The brownies are a little bit probably more adult. They have no booze in it, but I'm gonna try and show you. There you go.
Some room on my plate.
It's got a little kick, as I've said.
Yeah. Okay. I want a peanut buttery one.
Right. I know. I was really happy you're a peanut butter fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then chocolate and peanut butter, seriously?
Yep. I agree.
Okay, I'm not waiting, sorry.
No, go for it. Those are
so good.
super ooey gooey. I was a little afraid.
That cake is so good.
Can you guess it?
Is it cayenne pepper?
So you make a peanut butter swirl, and in the peanut butter swirl it's peanut butter, powdered sugar, a little bit of melted butter, and then cayenne. Yeah, so you can leave the cayenne out if you're like making this for a kid's thing and you don't think they want that. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a fun twist on a normal brownie. Like,
yeah,
I've had
it's
similar.
Not like too spicy. I think my kids might even like it like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to overpower.
It's not overwhelming. It's just a little heat in the back of your throat. It's really good.
Yeah. Now, I will say I was a little worried I over baked these because they were really not done at the amount of time they said. But I think part of it, too, was because of the peanut butter on top. Every time I did the toothpick test, I was like, I can't tell. I just see peanut butter. So I'm like, I'm going to go a little longer. And I think
they're perfect.
Oh, good.
I think they're perfect.
They're pretty ooey gooey.
They're gooey and perfect. I don't think they're overcooked at all.
Okay, good. Phew. I was worried. Mother, I'm quite pleased.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always looking for a new recipe on brownies anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, you buy your like bar of 70 to 70%, 72% dark chocolate, and you cut it up and you melt it in butter, you know, and then you add a little cocoa powder, some sugar. I mean, it's pretty basic.
Mm-hmm.
Flour. Don't overfold it. They have good tips on that because I do. You know, they always say if you overwork your brownies, you don't get them the ooey gooiness.
Mm-hmm.
So they had good tips on like even like use a plastic spatula for this part of it.
Oh, nice. That's a good tip.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen that in there, and I was like, "Ooh, clever."
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
Yeah. And when you watch cooking shows, you can see them switching their stirring utensils, but I don't ever really do that. I never really know why they're doing it. So it's good tips when they throw it in.
Mm-hmm,
I'll let you know why.
Right? There's a reason to do this.
Yeah.
And here's why.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. I feel this was very successful.
I do too. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I encourage everyone to come buy a cookbook and try at least one.
Yeah.
I think everyone will find something. They have vegetarian stuff in here,
Mm-hmm.
sweets, drinks, everything. They really have everything you could possibly want.
And I feel like even if you're not a Southern cuisine person or a Southwest cuisine person, I still
It
found
doesn't
this.
matter. It really all meshed so well.
Mm-hmm.
They did such a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Making it for
And
everybody.
I really feel like they need to invite us to a dinner party now.
I know.
I mean, it's fine, I guess. But yeah, any last thoughts aside from go buy this? Because it's definitely, I would give it 5 stars.
I'd give it 5 stars for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, because we want to go eat the rest of this,
Yeah.
I think.
We're going to just say bye.
Well, I will tell you what we're going to read next week.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's important too.
So next week will be Jen and Melissa, and they will be discussing this fun rom-com, which is Vanessa Yu's Magical Paris Tea Shop by Rosalie Lim. I think it's going to be fun. I'm actually kind of jealous. I wanted to read this one as well. So yeah, you should definitely tune in. Rom-coms are always a fun time, so it should be good. So see them next week. All right. I guess on that note, we're gone.
We're done.
All right,
Bye.
Bye.